Good morning, everybody. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks, Jose, for making this happen. So, okay. So I'm a founder of this company called Policy for Tomorrow. Why 4 and not FOR is basically we are 4 policy geeks who come from one of the leading policy schools, and we basically have observed that policies are prepared from a top-down approach rather than bottom-up. We don't see evidence being built before a policy is being made. So we have seen that in multiple instances. So we 4 of us have come forward, and we started this company called Policy for Tomorrow. A brief, as in we want to work with developing agencies to design, promote, and implement policy and programs. While we are new to this space, we try to ensure that you don't forget us. The reason being, some of our projects which we have done in the ag-tech space is what we have highlighted here, and these are all repeat clients. So once we have started working with them, they have been coming back to us to help them with some of the policy research. So I'll just take about 2 to 3 minutes to explain two of our reports which we have dwelled upon in the ag-tech space. So we understand that there have been a lot of advancements in the agriculture, the agri-tech space. There have been a lot of developments happening in the space, but then there's always a policy which has to be driven, which has to drive these initiatives. So what we did is we had taken about 50 cases from various themes, which are these 8 themes which we have highlighted here. So basically we looked at what are the drivers, what are the key trends happening in this space, and what are the challenges that are being faced, and how is that a government policy can actually help in addressing these. So just to highlight one of the key areas what we are looking at is, I'll just take an example of e-extension. The drivers being reduction in handsets, reduction in the technology, that means the handsets and the data costs. There's a large presence of public institutional players. There are a lot of IT initiatives being taken by the government. There are a lot of emergence of agri-entrepreneurs and establishment of very strong farmer producer organizations. So these are the drivers which are already being initiated by the government. What are the trends which these startups and this private sectors are actually looking at? What are the trends which is being seen here? We are seeing an emergence of public-private partnerships. There's a lot of leveraging of local networks. As in, even today we see small farmers still depend on the knowledge of a larger farmer or a progressive farmer. So there's a lot of networking happening between these progressive farmers to actually help these small farmers start developing increase their productivity. There's an emergence of evidence-based delivery of agro-based advisories, more of push-based rather than pull-based services, emergence of extension services to support post-harvest management, and group and individual-based extension services. So these are some of the trends. Now, coming to what are the challenges which are being observed by each of these organizations, these people who are actually into the ground. Government, there's a need for improving the connectivities and the speed of the data and access. Availability of open data, which is kind of become critical. I'll just come to that in the next report. And there is also need for simplification of farm input licensing and quality grading systems. And also, one of the major barrier is 130 farmers speaking 800 languages under 127 agroclimatic zones. So these are some things where AI and ML is kind of it's a bit difficult to understand each of these languages and try to put them into a single standard. So this is one of the report which we have, it's basically an evidence that what is actually being happening, what are the trends, and what are the challenges that are being faced. Post this, we also did another report. You can actually download these reports from this QR code. So what we did is, we also looked at what is India doing in terms of agri-stack development. Now, we have also, in this again, we have undertaken a seminar where almost 54 organizations have approached us, have kind of come and deliberated on various aspects of what an agri-stack should look like. So again, I won't go into the challenges which we have just seen earlier. And I also compliment the earlier speakers, Bharat and Kevin, who also took into consideration that these are some of the challenges. So eventually we come up with 7 principles that are required, that should be looked at for mobilizing an open data in the Power Agri stack. So the 7 principles are creating a digital taxonomies, basically creating a standardized data structures, establishing identities, that is like your know your customer for a banking system. Similarly, a know your farmer is should be collected from various entities within the regulatory boundaries, which will reduce the cost of acquisition, making service delivery quicker, more efficient and cost effective. Database of buyers and sellers, which should basically have a strong verification system, third-party auditing and certification, reading systems for each of these buyers and sellers. Data sharing policy, a robust data governance policy, which should basically tell do's and don'ts of what kind of data can be shared and cannot be shared. Open source, flexible architecture, basically creating systems that can adapt to local needs, delivering customized and timely advisories, open source and federated platforms, and partnership-driven approach, basically talking about encouraging public-private partnerships to implement an agri-stack efficiently. So you can access this report from this QR code. So these are the 2 reports which we collaborated with CGIAR, with CIMIT and ICRISAT, and FAO, the UN body. So all of these reports are available online, so you can access these reports as well. Now, Policy for Tomorrow, as a company, we are not only looking at agri as a system, but we are also looking at various other parts, various other sectors as well. So these are our other works which we have already done. Thanks to Jose, we had earlier done a report, a summit report, and I'll be happy to share it with Jose again. So this was the third phase, the third TIA summit, and there were a lot of speakers who had actually come back again here. So we had captured the entire discussion points, mapped it to the policy as well as the sustainable development goals, and how is it getting interacted to each other. Again, one of the other one is with the Smart Cities, is a project in Karnataka, which was to undertake how the Danish companies can actually come and participate in the Smart Cities in Karnataka state. So thank you so much.